So the question was regarding this top piece. That, in effect, acts as a chimney. Now, if you can get down here close enough, you can see that the flame comes up and curls back in. It comes up on the inside edge, curls back in. And that's giving the off gases, the smoke and the moisture, more time in this section to burn up, to break apart.
So
See?
if that were taller, it would be better, or no?
Probably,
Okay.
probably, yes. Because I see a lot of oils coming off that
Yeah.
fire, soot, in effect. So there are some things that have to be worked out on this still. But given that I believe, this is my assumption, that we're not going to have access to these little barrels in 10 years or 15 years, that if we're still dependent on them to make charcoal for our gardening needs, or for if you want to do something with climate change and capture carbon, actually the carbon is sequestered through photosynthesis in trees, and we're just pyrolyzing that stored carbon and then storing it in the soil for our purposes. The charcoal can stay in the soil. The end date is out of it's still not known yet, but it could be as much as 50, 60,000 years under some conditions. That was one suggestion. The charcoal that is buried below the surface of the ground can be in the ground in some conditions for 50 to 60,000 years. Maybe not in lump form, chunks of it, but as fine carbon. And that's the source of what's called terra preta, Portuguese for Indian black earth. Now, this garden did not do anything when the soil temperature was 50 or 60 degrees. No, 50 degrees, I'm sorry, 50 degrees. When the soil jumped up to 60 degrees, it popped out of the ground. Yes, I put some beer in it to see if that captured the slugs, and it didn't. Well, a few would drink out of it, but that didn't capture them. The other thing is, the sawdust, this sawdust over here, that Treese told me, the dog, I did a bed over there, a little pea garden, sweet pea, and I did this shavings, wood shavings from a woodworker operation. And the dogs like it, and it's getting into their fur. She's saying, "Oh no, Larry." So I've got some material here that I'll cover up those wood chips in the yard so the dogs won't be inclined to want to roll in it. Like it's a lot soft and fun.
Lovely.
There's a lot of things we're learning in this process. So I got a variety of materials to work from. And the whole purpose of these materials is to see how they work in the soil.
Question, Larry. How come you keep adding wood if you're wanting it to?
Well, what I haven't done here yet is this. I haven't poked this to get these to move down. I got some big pieces in there, and these may actually, I'm trying to save myself the splitting difficulty. Some of these pieces had wood in them, and this time I wanted to see if I put these long pieces in, they're probably up this high to the bottom of this barrel,
Yeah.
close to 30 inches. I wanted to see if I could burn them up and make charcoal out of them. I think I want thinner pieces. I think I have to split them. So in effect, when I find the wood, if it's got nails in it, I won't take it home. Because I want stuff that's easy to split.
Now, at what point is it charcoal? Is a chunk that's left that has been burned charcoal? Or is that,
Well, that's the answer is here on the ground.
okay, so
Yeah, here.
What you're after though is a hot,
Okay.
dry, fast fires.
These are called brands because they're incompletely combusted wood. You can see the color in there. And I've broken off some of the charcoal on the surface. And what I was going to do was add it to the fire.
Anyway, what you're trying to do is build a hot, fast fire.
Yes.
Burn fast.
Right.
And hot and dry. And it takes out any moisture and anything that's got moisture in it.
Yeah, I didn't bring the moisture meter out. But I can check the moisture in this wood. And this is pretty dry stuff here. This has been kiln dried and stayed dry. And
It's supposed to be outdoors
I
a
picked
long
it up
time before
from
it's soaked.
from Waste Disposal, RDS, here in just north of Bellingham. And when I kept it dry. So I don't think the moisture content is 8%, which is really dry. I can't say that for a lot of the wood I've collected and dried. But you notice right now, as far as the amount of wood that's going in there, there's no smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of soot, a few puffs here and there, which tells me that it's easier to do this on a less windy day.
Yeah, yeah.
This operation works better. But you guys came over tonight. We were all
And we brought the wind with us.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And so when I add the wood to this, I'm throwing it in different positions so there's plenty of air around the pieces. I don't want them to stack up together.